he might have had the same idea I did about the night before. We chatted and huffed and puffed, and we made it up Sacagawea to the first checkpoint in under an hour. That might not seem like a great feat, but that sets you up to not get pulled from the course, which people do. And that was the only thing I didn't want to happen. Please don't let me get pulled from the course. Please let me finish, or I'm going to have to do this again. I had signed up for the race that spring to prove myself worthy, to prove myself lovable, to prove myself a rock star. As I came down off of Sacagawea through Ross Pass, it's wooded and the ground is soft. I'd always gotten lost on this part, but with over 100 runners tromping the ground in front of me, there wasn't a chance. That lulled me into thinking that the next part would be okay as well. Hiking up the back of Bridger in the trees and shade seemed like a nice day hike, but because of all those footprints and the mud that ensued, sliding backwards was more often than not what every footstep brought. I would roll back and have mud all up and down my legs. I had cuts on my face. I had grips of brush in my hands that I thought was going to steady me up that hill, and just let go of the ground and tumbled back I did. As I got to Bridger Bowl, there were throngs of people looking at me, muddy and bloody and gross, to cheer us on. And of course I was at the end, so the crowd had died down a bit. But it buoyed my spirits nonetheless. As I hiked up Sallow Peak, the second to the last peak on the course, that was the roughest time I had. The sun beat on us and took all the remaining moisture from our bodies. We just hiked and hiked and hiked. And by this point, being at the end of the pack, just starting my hangover, it was not a time I want to do again. As I hit Baldy, I saw the storm coming in from Livingston, and the clouds were getting dark, and I was starting to hyperventilate because I thought, I have to finish. There's no way out of this except to go down. On the one hand, I was raw, I was bankrupt of any confidence or energy I might have had. On the other hand, it was Baldy. It was the place I ran almost every training run, and it was all downhill. As I glided down, I passed a woman. I was so excited. She was 60 years old, and I might beat her. I also passed another man, the namesake of the race, Ed Anaker. He was 85, and I was running my 33-year-old lean body ready to go, but still shaking off that hangover. As I bounded down, I took the steep way and just slid most of the way in. The 85-year-old man did end up beating me, but as I crossed the line, I was good. I had proven myself worthy, and I was done. Thank you, Tulsa.
For those of you that came in late, Jessica has a two-part speech, and she wanted to do just part of it right away and just get that going so we'd be on track. And now we'll introduce our